The Magnetic Resonance Imaging Research Facility at Brigham Young University was created in 2013 to enable world-class research in a wide variety of studies, including cancer, autism, Alzheimer's, traumatic brain injury, and memory. The facility is utilized by more than a dozen departments on campus, providing hundreds of students with hands-on mentorship experiences under faculty leadership.
I'm a basic scientist. I'm interested in how brains work. If you understand how the brain works normally and also how it doesn't work in disease states, that understanding allows us to build preventative treatments to prevent cognitive decline with aging, for example. I'm interested in how the brain forms and retains long-term memories. I want to know why it is that you can remember what you got for your 6th birthday, but you can't remember what you had for dinner last Thursday night. And we use MRI to do that, where we can track brain activity while you're doing these memory tasks. And so recently we've been able to apply this to a lot of different questions. Various disease states, things like autism and depression and anxiety, what's going on in those cases in the brain that helps us to understand and maybe be able to treat these things.
I'm interested in the molecular biology that's involved in discs when they break down. A lot of people are familiar with disc degeneration and how much pain it can cause in your back. We came up with the idea that maybe llamas and alpacas would be a good model for studying this because they have really long necks that come up and are vertical, a lot more like our spines. So we were able to use the MRI facility to scan live alpacas, and we could see about half the alpacas we scanned showed disc degeneration in their necks. Now that we know that alpacas develop spontaneous disc degeneration, I can use them to study the changes that happen when discs degenerate. And by learning what changes, we can develop treatments to maybe slow down that process. Without the MRI facility, we could not have done that work. There's no other way to look at the discs in a live animal.
A lot of my research is focused on how injuries to the brain alter various aspects of behavior. So we bring together the field of clinical psychology and neuropsychology, and then we have the imaging side so we can actually look at the brain and understand where damage may be and how that relates to outcome. The other exciting thing is that it allows us to look at the developing brain, and we've been able to discover some very subtle yet significant changes that occur in individuals that have autism. And we hope that this will allow us to make the diagnosis of autism much earlier and then hopefully use this information to guide interventional therapies and treatment in the future. It's an incredibly exciting time to have this research facility here.
The MRI facility at BYU has been invaluable to me, not only just in my research, but also to my students, and being able to expose students to the research and get them hands-on experience with this. It's been just incredible.
I took a psychology class my senior year, AP Psychology, and that's really what got me interested in doing neuroscience and psychology. I was like, wow, like there is so little that we know about this brain thing that like controls everything about us. So I was actually lucky enough to be here when the MRI facility was open. Our first study that we did was fear conditioning in autism, basically because we were interested in how is anxiety different in people with autism, and how is anxiety related to the symptoms of autism. I've suffered from social anxiety since I was really young. It became really hard to deal with, especially as I came to college and was forced to meet new people, and I had a hard time feeling like I understood why these things were happening. Being able to study anxiety, it helped me feel like maybe I can understand myself, like maybe I can figure out why this is happening, and maybe I can someday make it so it doesn't happen, or at least get to a place where I'm comfortable with the fact that I have an anxiety disorder. Doing mentored research, and especially studying anxiety, will help me to give back to the community of people who have anxiety disorders but are worse off than I am.
Here at BYU, at the MRI research facility, I found myself interested in neuroimaging and neurology and those other processes related to learning. The area where I feel I can make the most difference in these areas I'm interested in is treating those with healthcare. And for me, I was diagnosed with ALL, which is acute lymphoblastic leukemia, as a junior in high school. I guess the struggle with cancer came as I began treatments, and as I was sick, and then found a new definition of what sick was and started to find myself torn down a little bit just as the chemotherapy does. Recovering, I was able to understand better exactly what I've been given through healthcare. Also, I was able to recognize that there's room for improvement. My interest in research is a way I have felt that I'm able to give back recognizing how much of a difference it's made in my life, it's helped me to be more eager in helping others in that same situation.
I was born in Veracruz, Mexico. I was raised by my single mother together with my twin brother. I was in the LDS high school, and we hear a lot about the university owned by the church here in Utah. So it's kind of this hidden dream for everyone to come here and pursue an education. There was one professor, Professor Bangerer, who had a group working in MRI. Dr. Bangerer said that if I was interested, I could start attending the weekly meetings. That's how I got involved to do research in MRI. I'm a third-year student in a 5-year PhD program at University of Wisconsin in Madison, which is one of the top programs in the country. I'm currently working with breast cancer, and our ultimate goal is to be able to help the clinicians find cancer, but also to understand it so we can better treat patients. For me, being able to be accepted at a top graduate program, it was just the combination of my effort together with my advisor and my lab mates. That's the only way I was able to achieve that. And if you put it that way, then it doesn't sound too hard, because it wasn't just myself.
If I could talk to one of the donors that made it possible for me to do mentored research, I would just say thank you. Like, thank you so much. It was an incredible opportunity, and the fact that I was able to do it for 3 years of my undergraduate education was incredible.
The opportunities that I've been able to have because of scholarships, being involved at the MRI facility, have been amazing. It's expanded the opportunities that I've had as an undergraduate at BYU.
I'm happy when I know that people benefit from my work. Not because it has my name on it, but it's because it changes people's lives. And at the end of the day, no one probably would know about my name, and that's fine. But I know that I can contribute, and I feel that responsibility to give back, because the way I look at my life is as a miracle, and I think that I have been given so much, and that I've been trained, and that I've been blessed in so many ways, and I can't think of other better way to be thankful and grateful for the things that they done, than be able to provide that same type of experience to other students. And I believe that that's a privilege.